Good, agent.
Namo Pranata Chitu Shaki Muni Buddha. Namo Pranata Chitu Shaki Muni Buddha. Namo Pranata Chitu Shaki Muni Buddha. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I've come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual meaning.
Good, thank you. Let's do 1 minute meditation together. Okay, inhale and exhale to the nose. You count 1, inhale, exhale to the nose. You got 2, keep going. If you see your monkey mind, don't play with them. Go back to your inhale and exhale. All right, 1, 2, 3. Keep your back straight, your neck straight. And close your eyes. Thank you. Good. We last time we learned about everything comes from the mind, right? So and I told you guys about that. Today I will quickly summarize that for you guys. Yeah, John. So last time I saw you everything is from in Buddhism, everything comes from the mind. That is the most important part. Let me show you this. Usually you guys hear about the body come from what are the 4 elements, agent? You know what are the 4 elements?
Fire.
The fire,
Water.
water,
Earth.
earth,
And air.
and air. That's right. So this is good. Air or wind, it's okay. We call wind. Right? So, but is that good enough to create a body? But can the body survive without the space? What do you think? Sophia, can the living being, not only the human, every living being, include human, can we survive without the space? No. Can you, if we don't have space, can we inhale and exhale? No, we cannot, right? So even the plant, right? The plant, the tree, all the plant, all the non-living thing, right? All the non-living thing. Non-living thing. Such as plant. Tree, whatever, right? And so on and so on. They need to have a space, okay? So that is for the non-living thing. like this. But what about the non-living thing like the, okay. Do you think that if we it's okay, what about the non-living thing that with the intention, right? Non-living thing. Okay. Such as a car, a house, a table, iPhone. What do we need? One more element. What is the next element do we need? Who knows? Wing, last time you learned about this, right, Wing?
The last element?
Yeah, no, the next element after this.
Oh. Would it be karma? No.
Very close, very close. Well, we call the view. You know what did the view mean?
Like the view in life, right? Like your perspective.
Your perspective, that's correct. That is the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Think about this. Can a table exist without knowledge?
No.
Without our knowledge, do we think that we have a table?
No.
No. Let's say that you, so when, let's say that we buy a table, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a table already created, but it created from a company, right? And a company, let's say this is the wood table, right? This is a wood table, the wooden table. So the company, they what they do, they okay, let's say that a company, they create, they make a table, But the table come from where? It will come from, well, they should have the people who design, right? We call the designer, right? To design a different type of style design, right? To create a different design. You could have many different design of the table, right?
Yes.
Let's say that one, so the next thing is the company needs to have a carpenter. Right? A carpenter, they will use the tool, right? They use the tool. Okay. For all kind of tool, nail, hammer, or whatever, right? And they also use the a specific design from the designer, right? A specific design of the table from a designer. And it will create the table for that design. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So basically, the table come from, let's say the designer, they have to use the knowledge. That's what we call the view. Right? And also the carpenter, it will use that design, and also he also use his own knowledge to put things together, to make it beautiful, to make it look good, right? So this is the knowledge of carpenter, the knowledge of the designer, and that's what we have a table. So basically, the table comes from our knowledge. That is the view. Does it make sense so far? This is very powerful teaching of the Buddha. No other religion in this world can teach this principle. Only the Buddha. Yeah. This is what we call the right view. In eight, you know, Sophia, you remember the Eightfold Path, right?
Yeah.
The first one, what is it?
Right understanding.
Yeah, that's what we call the right view, the right understanding. The second one is the right intention, or you call right contemplation. Okay, so this is so important. Though if we understand all phenomenon, all the non-living thing, it comes from the mind because the view. Right? So let's say that when later on you guys grow up, you go to the college, you graduate from the college, and you get married, right? And you buy a house, right? So the house come from where? Hung. Are you there? So Wing, the house come from where?
Bricks.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. Rich, right? The house come from all kind of material. But basically, even though you have all kind of material, can that become a house by itself?
No.
No. So we should have the constructor, right?
Yes.
Who work for the construction company. And the construction company, they have many different design of the house. So they come up with the different type of design for the house. So that means we call the designer. That designer knowledge, it will create the model of the specific of the house that we like to buy. That makes sense? And that means the constructor will use that, we call the blueprint, right? The blueprint for that model. Remember, okay, for the house, a house, right? Created by the company, right? And a company will have a designer, right? Have a designer to come to create a different model, of the house, of the home or how, it doesn't matter what, I guess. Okay, so all right, and we also have the architect. This is the one who create the blueprint. A blueprint. You know what is the blueprint? Yeah, this is the blueprint. That means he used the AutoCAD or whatever the software. It will draw the detail, what the house need, what the constructor need to do, right? He will follow that and do exactly based on the blueprint. So the constructor, right? Okay, the blueprint for a specific model of the house. Right? Number 3. Therefore, constructor will base on the blueprint to build the house. So far, so good, Agent?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, now the house become available. become available for the buyer. Now we buy it. So basically, even though we have money and we buy it, basically the how come from the mind of the designer, the mind of the architect, the mind of the constructor. All those people come together. That's what we call the view, the knowledge. This is important. Usually, other religion, they only know the 4 elements, but they do not know these 2 elements. When you understand that way? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is very powerful. What about the living being, our body, our human body, the animal body, whatever the being is, they need to have what? They need to have the same number of elements. This is for living being. Okay. The same number of elements. So we acknowledge, right? And remember, the knowledge come and go. They don't last long. Remember that. It won't retain, but what is retain from one life to the next life? Do you know what is that retain? What is that called? I think this thing a lot in the early day. Sophia, you know what is that called?
No.
Consciousness, but what kind of consciousness?
Could you repeat it?
What kind of I give you the hint, consciousness. What kind of consciousness will connect from one life to the other?
Alaya?
Alaya consciousness, that's right. Alaya consciousness. Remember, Alaya consciousness is the most important of all. And this is, remember, this is the Mahayana teaching. In the Theravada teaching, they do not believe in Alaya consciousness. But Alaya consciousness is the most powerful. It's called a storehouse consciousness. This will store all our good and bad karma. This is we call power of karma. This is also a stream consciousness. When I say stream, it's just like a river, right? It's a current. That means it's flowing. The consciousness is not solid. It's just like the river. It keeps flowing from one life to the other. Even within one life, right? The consciousness keep. That's why we upload, download all the time. Maybe in right now, let's say that we sit here, right? We talk and we contemplate, we think. The knowledge inside the Alaya consciousness, we take the data from the outside, from the 5 senses, right? The ear, the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the body, and the mind consciousness. We upload that into the Alaya consciousness, and we also download the data inside the Alaya consciousness for the result down to the mind consciousness. And that's how we keep upload and download all the time within the short time. And that's why we call a stream of consciousness. It keeps flowing all the time. This thing is keep flowing all the time. Constantly. Does it make sense? This is important. So when we die, right? What everything is in our body, the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, and the brain, it no longer works. It stopped functioning. The only thing left is the alaya consciousness. Is the one who leaving the body. That is the last thing it will leaving our body. You know the robot, right? You know the robot? Let me show you the robot. How the robot works, who knows? Wing, do you know how the robot works?
A robot?
Yeah.
Like
The robot
mechanic.
can talk, can walk, can stand, can even can jump, right? How the robot can do that?
Like the mechanic work inside them.
Yeah, mechanic. But even though we have all the wire, right, for the electrical wire, that because the electrical wire will make it work. What is so important to make the robot can talk, can think, can do just like our daily task. Agent. We call AI. Remember, we call AI. You know what the AI means?
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. Artificial is not real. Why they call artificial intelligence, but they don't call actual intelligence?
Because humans make it.
Yeah, we are the one who program them. We roll all the program and put inside the chip, small chip, right? And we put the whole library of knowledge. You know, nowadays the IBM can be able to. They are the one who be able to invent the robot to become a doctor. The robot can do the surgery even more accurate than the human doctor. And you know what? The robot can be able to diagnose our symptom. For the cancer, the doctor cannot be able to figure out what kind of cancer we have. But the robot can do that. Do you know why? Remember, even though the best doctor in this world, right? Human knowledge can only hold that much of data. But the robot can hold the whole library, the whole world data inside the chip, right? You see the hard drive we have inside our computer. We have many terabytes. We can hold as many data as we want. So basically, human, can we hold that data? No, we cannot. So we put all the medical data in the medical information inside the robot, the chip, right? So, and we program the chip. So every time we let the robot diagnose certain thing, they will go to his database and look up to see, okay, what else? Okay, this one is not, what else? What is the next step? Okay, they will search all kinds of scenarios to see that this patient have any problem. And you know what? They be able to pinpoint the specific cancer that the human doctor cannot do. And due to that, once you be able to find out the problem, now we know how to fix the problem. If we do not know how to pinpoint the problem, of course we don't know how to fix it, right? First, you have to find out the problem, then we can fix it. So this is important. So the robot, Basically, it's nothing else. They call the artificial intelligence because we are the one inject all the data inside the chip to make the robot to become intelligent. Does that make sense? That's what we call artificial. It's not actual intelligence. Our intelligence is actual intelligence. We are the one that intelligence we learn, but the robot, we are the one provide them the knowledge. And inside the chip, we also program them to make them, okay, move left, move right, walk, whatever the activity of the robot, we are the one who program and make the robot do that. What happened when we take out the chip? Can the robot be able to function? It's just like the piece of metal, nothing else. The same thing with living being. From one life to the other, right? What makes us be able to talk, to see, to think is the Alaya consciousness. Without the Alaya consciousness, we just like the piece of meat, nothing else. This body is just like a piece of meat, no use. Does it make sense, Agent?
Yeah.
So as long as the Alaya consciousness still inside the body, and this body is still good, right? That means all the part of the body still function good. Then the Alaya will make this body to function just like the robot. When the robot have the chip, it will make the robot function. It's the same idea. So when we move from one life to the other, we call English, they call them trend migrate. Trend migrate, that means you move from one body into the other. What it moves? The Alaya consciousness. That's very important. Because the Alaya consciousness is holding what? The power of outcome. Depend on the content of the Alaya consciousness we have. That will decide where we go on the next line. Either up or down. We are the owner of our own action. We are the inherit from our own action. We are, that means the action, that means karma. The karma controls us. Just like people who are addicted to certain things, they've been controlled by those addictions. Because the content inside their Alaya consciousness is so much for those things, they've been controlled. So when we understand this, we should know how to take care of ourselves. The mind is so important. Okay. Okay. So when we go to the next slide, let's say that we have a chance to be born into human, right? And it will enter into the mother womb, right? Inside the mother womb, the first week, it will be just like the condensed milk, right? The fetus, just like condensed milk. Every week, they have a different name of the common wind. If we develop the fetus body and the mental. So our body, our mental, created by our power of karma. Because the Alaya consciousness is the power of the karma. Right? Understood? Yeah. So now I will, you see that Buddha in more than 2,500 years ago, in the Mahayana Sutra, he already said that all phenomenon in through the body create by our mind. Nothing else. And you know what? Nowadays, science be able to know it only within maybe less than 100 years. Not much. Science way behind of the Buddha teaching. Even though in the Mahayana Sutra, every time before the Buddha speak the Dharma, he emit the light throughout the 10 directions of all world system in the 10 directions to invite all the bodhisattva who have affinity with him in the past come to listen to his Dhamma. What does that mean? It means that beside the earth we have numerous world systems. Buddha already told that in the Mahayana Sutra. Nowadays, the science be able to find out beside the earth, we have many galaxies. Each galaxy contains many, it's millions of planets. Okay, so that's a good thing. When the science be able to advance, the Buddha teaching in the Mahayana become clear and clear. Okay, so now today I will show you the video so you can learn about this thing about. Okay.
Drinking warm water before bed reverses tooth and gum problems overnight. People are healing decay and
Patrick, your sister there, gone.
Wait, what happened?
Your sister there, Catherine.
No, she just came home from her soccer match and she's eating right now,
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
Okay, maybe.
What, do you want my sister to join?
Yeah, she can join the Zoom.
All right, I'll go get to her.
Okay, all right. Okay, pay attention. This is a very beautiful video.
There's a sort of a philosophic concept that a sufficiently advanced civilization will be able to create a simulation. Maybe we're in the simulation. Have you thought about this? And
a lot.
Have you ever seen yourself through the eyes of someone else that you have become, and looked at yourself through the eyes of the ultimate observer? Who are we? Where do we come from? And what is our purpose in life? In a world full of endless possibilities, why do we keep creating the same realities? Isn't it amazing that we have so many options and potentials that exist, and yet we are unaware of them? Is it possible that we are so conditioned to our daily routines and the way we create our lives that we buy the idea that we have no control at all? We have been conditioned to believe that the external world is more real than the eternal world. This new way of looking at science is just the opposite. It says that what's happening within us will create what's happening outside of us. Consciousness creates reality.
So and then now they say that whatever inside us create the outside. Before they think that the outside create the inside, but now they understand inside create the outside.
This statement has changed the scientific, medical landscape, and alternative media outlets around the world. Countless scientists study this idea and how it might be correlated with the nature of our reality. It raises the question, what is consciousness? Consciousness includes a number of things. It's how we perceive our world. It's our thoughts and intentions. It's being aware and so much more. Looking for consciousness in the brain is like looking for the radio announcer. The notion that consciousness creates reality raises so many questions. Does this mean we as individuals, and on a collective level, as one human race, can shape and create whatever reality we'd like for ourselves? Does it mean we can manifest a certain lifestyle and attract certain experiences? Does it happen instantly, or does it take time? And how do we do it? We know so little still, although we might be able to answer these questions with scientific certainty. We do know that yes, a correlation between consciousness and our physical material world does indeed exist in some way. The extent of that correlation is still poorly understood, but we know it's there, and we know that it must have some sort of significance. Asking yourself these deeper questions opens up new ways of being in the world. The real trick to life is not to be in the know, but to be in the mystery. I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness. We cannot get behind consciousness. Everything that we talk about, everything that we regard as existing, postulates consciousness.
That's important. Everything is come from the constant. So, okay. Eden here, very important here. Go back to here.
According to R.C. Henry, a professor of physics and astronomy at Johns Hopkins University, in a
Okay. Okay, hold on. So I regard constant as fundamental. I regard matter as a derivative from constant. That means matter comes from constant. We cannot get behind the constant. Everything that we talk about, everything that we regard as existing, that means just like a table, right? Become a table. A car, those things we call existing, postulate from constantness.
we regard as existing, postulates consciousness. According to R.C. Henry, a professor of physics and astronomy at Johns Hopkins University, in a 2005 essay, a fundamental conclusion of the new physics also acknowledges that the observer creates the reality.
See, all the good physics and scientists, they now be able to understand that observer create reality. Observer, that means we, the consciousness.
As observers, we are personally involved with the creation of our reality. Physicists are being forced to admit that the universe is a mental construction. Pioneering physicist Sir James Jeans wrote, "The stream of knowledge is headed toward a non-mechanical reality. The universe begins to look more like a great thought than like a great machine."
Yeah, right. You see now they said the stream of knowledge is heading toward a non-mechanical reality. This is the stream constant, like I said in the Alaya constant. It's the one who creates everything.
The mind no longer appears to be an accidental intruder into the realm of matter. We ought rather to hail it as the creator and governor of the realm of matter. Get over it and accept it. The inarguable conclusion: the universe is immaterial, mental, and spiritual.
You see that they also believe that we should rather, okay, as the creator and the governor of the realm of matter. So in this case, the realm of matter, the creator and the governor of the realm of matter is the mind, not the creator. God as the creator, this one right here, it will reject the God as creator. Okay.
The science behind the statement, consciousness creates reality. The quantum double slit experiment is one way we can see how consciousness affects the physical material world. One potential revelation of this experience is that the observer creates the reality. In this experiment, scientists use a double slit optical system to test the possible role of consciousness in the collapse of the quantum wave function. They had predicted that the ratio of the interference patterns, double slit, spectral power, to its single slit, spectral power, would decrease when attention was focused towards the double slit as compared to away from it, yet found that factors associated with consciousness significantly correlated in predicted ways with perturbations in the double slit interference pattern. In other words, scientists affected the results of the experiment simply by observing it. Observation not only disturbs what has to be measured, they produce it. We compel the electron to assume a definite position. We ourselves produce the results of the experiment. Although this is one of the most popular experiments used to posit the connection between consciousness and physical reality, there are
Stop dieting. Seriously, don't bother dieting again. Ever. Because you don't need to.
several other studies that clearly shows that consciousness or factors that are associated with consciousness directly affect our reality. A number of experiments in the field of parapsychology have also demonstrated this. Sure, we might not understand the extent of this connection, and in most cases, scientists can't even explain it. However, they are and have been observed time and time again. How can we incorporate this information into our daily lives and use consciousness to transform the world? Change requires action, but the place within ourselves that we take action from makes a big difference in the outcome. Modern-day science, especially quantum physics, has been catching up to ancient mysticism and concepts deeply ingrained in various cultures throughout the ancient world. One great example of this is the fact that everything is energy and nothing is solid. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world.
You remember this, right? Sophia? It's in the Buddha quote. We are what we think. Or that, okay, hold on. Or that we are alive without thought. Without thought, we make the world. So the Buddha said that everything comes from the mind.
Arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. Broadly speaking, although there are some differences, I think Buddhist philosophy and quantum mechanics could shake hands on their view of the world. We could see in these great examples the fruits of human thinking, regardless of the admiration we feel for these great thinkers. We should not lose sight of the fact that they were human beings, just as we are. A great example of quantum physics.
So the quantum physics, that means the field of energy. And also the Buddhist view on this thing, they are aligned with each other. You see that? That's really good. Remember, in this world, everything is energy.
Physics, meeting ancient wisdom, can be seen in the fact that Nikola Tesla was influenced by the Vedic philosophy when pondering his ideas of zero-point energy. So why is this relevant? Because new physics is finally discovering that the observer shapes the reality. The way we think and perceive things could significantly impact our lives and the world around us. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. If we look at the world and examine it on a collective level, what do we see? How do we perceive it? Right now, the masses believe a normal life means going to school, paying bills, raising a family, and finding a job within the current paradigm to support yourself. Many people on the planet are not resonating with this experience. However, they want change. We've been repeating and perceiving our reality this way for a very long time, as if we were drones, trained to accept things the way they are, to not question what is happening in our world, and continue on with the status quo, only caring for ourselves and our own lives. As Noam Chomsky would say, our consent has been manufactured. If we continue down this path and continue to perceive and view reality as this is just the way it is, we will ensure prolong that this type of existence and experience for the human race without ever changing it. In order to create and manifest a new reality for ourselves, our thought patterns and the way we perceive reality must change. What changes the way we perceive reality? Information. When new information emerges, it changes the way we look at things. And as a result, our reality changes with it, and we begin to manifest a new experience and open our minds to a broader view of reality. What's also important about teachings from new physics is that if consciousness creates reality, that means change starts within us. It starts with the way in which we are observing the outer world from our inner world. Our perception of the external world might very well be a reflection of our inner world, our inner state of being. So ask yourself, are you happy? Are you observing, perceiving, and acting from a place of love? Or from a place of hate or anger? All of these factors are associated with our consciousness and observation. The one or the many who are doing the observing might significantly impact the type of physical world the human race manifests for itself. We are indeed the observers, and we can create, change, and break patterns to open up new possibilities, all through the way in which we observe ourselves, others, and the world around us. I believe that the human race is in the process of waking up to a number of different things all at the same time. And as a result, the way we perceive and observe the world around us on a mass scale is shifting drastically. So if you want to help change the world, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. It was not possible to formulate the laws of quantum mechanics in a fully consistent way without reference to consciousness.
William, what do you think? William? Are you there, Carl? Sophia, what do you think? What do we understand from here? Adrian,
It's interesting.
interesting. That is a good thing. From this video, what do you learn? What did you learn?
That reality is based on the observer and our consciousness.
And from this thing here, you know what? After they the scientists be able to find out, discover the concept create reality. You know what happened? Many different professions in the medical field, like many different type of doctor, surgery doctor, surgeon doctor, family doctor, all kinds different specialist doctor, right? And also psychologists, psychiatrists, pharmacists, dentists, maybe the eye doctor as well, all those doctors come together. They make appointment with Dalai Lama. You know who is Dalai Lama? Anyone? Do you know who is he, Sophia? Yeah, very popular. Let me show you.
He's like a famous monk.
Yeah, he is very famous. Dalai Lama here. You know this person? He's a Tibetan monk. He's the leader of the country of the Tibetan before 1959. But he was exiled from because the Chinese communists, they took over the country. They invaded Tibet, and he been exiled to India, and he lived there since then, from since 1959. He not only the leader of that country, he also the leader of the Tibetan spiritual, and he very compassionate. And you know what? All those doctors they want to make appointment with him for what? To learn about consciousness. Why do they need to learn about consciousness? You know why? For the religion, for the spirit? No, not for spirit, but they want to incorporate the consciousness, understanding of the consciousness into the medical field. Maybe help them to how to cure the patient. For example, they can use that for the psychology, right? They can use that for all kind of mental problem. So this is important. So from this video here, we learned that everything comes from the mind, right? We create phenomenon. For example, there were a lot of chaos and society unrest, right, in the world nowadays. Why? Because come from the bad leader in the country. Does it make sense? And the bad leader, usually what they do? Do you think that they know that everything comes from the mind? Do you think they know?
No.
No, they don't. And that's why they want to control the people. They want people to change it to follow him. Can we be able to change other people? No, we cannot. You cannot force them to change. Never. They are afraid of you, but they do not change. The only thing is we have to change our own perspective, the way we look at the reality. Once we be able to change that, we can change the way that we see the world. That is important. And that means that, remember, I teach you guys about the depression, right? Inside the depression class, I teach you about at least I show you some of the cognitive distortion. That means the negative thinking. If we, the observer, have the negative thinking, and we will see the reality, positive or negative.
Negative.
Yeah, negative. That's why if the people who always greedy, they see the world as greedy, right? If the people who always angry, right, hatred, they will create the hatred society. Does it make sense? This is important. That's why if we be able to change our mind, we can change others. By you don't force them to change, but at least you change the way you see the reality. and you can be able to help others to change it slowly through your compassion, through your love and kindness. This is important. So instead of inside our Alaya consonant, we have a lot of greedy, a lot of hatred. We should practice love and kindness and compassion. So those content will help us to create the environment, the healthy environment, instead of the hatred environment. Patrick, you understand so far?
Not really.
Not really, because you came in late, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just went to this. We are run out of time already. Okay, next time I will go over a little bit so I make sure you guys understand it. So this is very important. When we understand this, we will see the Buddha teaching is so beautiful. Okay. All right, we can stop right here. Catherine, reading này con. Catherine. Are you there? Patrick, go ahead.
May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with heart of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Good, thank you, con. Quyên, are you there, con? Quyên?
Yes.
You understand, con?
Like from a 7.5.
Yeah, that's 7 element. You understand that, right?
Oh, yes.
And what about the video?
I got lost a bit while watching it. So.
Okay, I will repeat. I will explain that video in detail next time. Okay. But the most important come from this class is the 7 element is so important. Okay, don't forget that. Okay. All right, thank you everyone. I see you next time. Thank you.
Bye, Thai, Jiao Thai.
Chate.
Chào con.
Chào thầy.